This is an Op10 Reiju list. Reiju is like my favorite deck this format. It's just simple and I've played it a ton. I'm just gonna go over the deck list really quick. We got two pudding, because can sometimes struggle against people that get like massive hand sizes. It was really good into Black Yellow Luffy back in the day, but it's banned now, so who cares? You 4 small HG, 4 big HG, best card in the deck. 4 cost, 7k rusher, 7k stat line to attack into. You have a ton of counter. It's like not like most aggro decks. 1 judge. Some people play 2, some people play 1, some people play none, but I like 1 because it's just a nice play into Bonnie in the late game. It actually like wins you matches into like purple Luffy, resting their 1 Don. Very, very relevant effect in this format. We got 4, then Sora, 2Ks, just is basically in the late game, sometimes just 4 more copies of EGG. Lets you do EGG for 5 Don in like desperate scenarios. 4 Reiju and 4 big Reiju. This lets you keep your hand size up. As for blockers, we have 6 blockers. 2 Cosette and 4 Choppers. Chopper is the best blocker in the deck. That's why we're maxed out on 4. 2 Don. You can play it. Add a rest of Don. Lets you re-ramp, keep up with your opponent. And I saw this in a list while I was just playing a random game of The Sim recently. But Cassette is actually really nice as a 1-cost blocker in a deck like this where you're trying to get as much value out of all your Don as you possibly can. Sometimes if you're on a 5 Don turn and you want to play a 4-cost EGG into big EGG, there's not a lot you can do with that 1 Don a lot of the time, but Cosette is like the perfect thing to fill that. I was running 3 before, but I dropped it down to 2 to make space for Gamma Knife. 4 Porsche, this card's broken. Lets you go super aggro. Like sometimes you don't even need the actual Germa stuff to win games. You can just Porsche chain into Black Marias and Choppers and just pray that's enough aggro. And sometimes it is. Speaking of Black Maria, we got 4 Black Maria. This lets you set up for a judge. Sometimes in the early game, it lets you just Don minus a million for free. Porsche into Black Maria is what you really want to be doing. Playing a naked Black Maria feels kind of bad sometimes. Playing the Black Maria with a free 5k body, though, that is very good. 4 1 cost Sanji. This has made the deck a million times more consistent. Makes going second feel good. Because you could just Sanji in a stage, or if you already have stage, Sanji search something that you want to pitch with stage. 2 Foxy just to bump the 2Ks up to 10 and searchable off Porsche. Sometimes it's nice to see a 2K off Porsche. It rarely comes up. A lot of times you miss off the Porsche still. 2 Gamma Knife, because it's just ridiculously good this format, because 8 cost kit is everywhere. And big bodies that you need out ASAP are everywhere. 1 cost Germa event, just to search. For a little bit of added consistency. SP on 2, but it makes space for Gamma Knife again. But I really don't like this event too much. That's why it's only at 1. And Horse for Stage. You gotta see this card. You want to see it as early as possible, as soon as possible, and once you have it, you can start discarding your extra copies of it to get free searches, discarding your big EGGs, discarding your big Reijus, and turning your deck into just a well-oiled machine that kills your opponent. And now we're going to go on to the games. Looks like we got a game against Marshall D. Teach. Not really what I like to see, but this is winnable matchup if I can see EGG on curve and I take going second away from him. I think I want to take this hand just in case I find like stage, or they maybe give me on plays on my 4 on turn. So we'll keep this hand. They have This Is My Age, trashing, bid 500 million. and a Burgess and taking a Hachinosu. They're probably gonna play that next turn. Yep, we find stage. Beautiful. Let me play our stage. Ha. We find Ichi. This is the exact start you were looking for. We can go 5k next turn, and then and if they give us on plays 7k, if they don't, then we're just getting a big 7k body that's like almost impossible to outfit. Be expected. They play stage. They pitch their dead copy like bid 500 million. Now, it's gonna be unlikely that they have like extra triggers. I'm thinking I want to just take this first hit. Now, they're really low on cards, so yeah, they black hole. That makes sense. I'm gonna get rid of one Porsche just because it's a brick in this scenario. And ooh, this is a difficult decision actually, because we have a small Reiju, another big Ichiji. I think we want as much like Ichijis as possible. So we're just gonna swing a 5 of life. They probably each take, and we play out the Ichiji. Just get a big old body on board. And this coset's actually gonna be very useful because you don't really want to be taking a 1 cost with the Shiryu. If I'm able to find another small Ichiji next turn, then I can just start getting big swings all over the place. Now here, they could theoretically out it with like a stronger plus a finger gun, but it's a lot of cards in their hand, and at that point, it might as well have attacked for 7k into their life anyway, and they countered. And I'm going to be looking for pretty much as many Ichijis as I possibly can. I am going to counter with this Reiju. Maybe ill-advised, but it's basically like playing a Porsche anyway, if he doesn't give me on plays. Which is likely to not give me on plays. Kuzan is not really what I want to see, because we already get a stronger out. Although if they ever decide to swing with stronger, I can just Gamma Knife it. And attack into it very large. We're going to discard our Ichiji and find another big Ichiji. Wow, that's beautiful. Let's go 5. And let's see what they're going to do here. Counter, and they probably take this hit. They want to save their blocker for later. And I'm just going to play out more big bodies and play a blocker. From what I can tell, they're not on dock queue, so it makes this Cosette feel very valuable. I mean, of course, they could just play Shiryu, but I'm not entirely convinced that they want to play Shiryu, or that they even want to swing with this Burgess this turn. Because I can remove it very easily with a Gamma Knife, and I have a lot of cards, plus a blocker. They have a stronger available to them now. There's a chance that they use that to remove my Ichiji. I don't know how likely that is, because that's a lot of cards. I believe if you look at the stats, it's about a 60-40 matchup for Blackbeard, in Blackbeard's favor. They go 6 at lead. I believe I should counter this, because I don't know what's coming. Probably, I guess a Kuzan could come. I can get out another Burgess. So I'm going to counter this. If they swing 8, then I think I will take just to... Oh, actually, they could bring back a Shiryu. So I think I'm actually going to block this, so they don't have a good target to bring back. Yeah, I think that might have been their plan, but no, they're just going to bring Burgess back now. Okay, So in Black Hold, I can play a Chopper. So I believe the play is to Gamma Knife, because they're at 13, they're at a threshold, they're not really going to be able to save this Burgess. So I believe I should Dom -1 to make this a 3000. and tack 5,000 into it. So we can get rid of this Burgess. And now they can either use the blocker or counter, which I don't really think they want to counter. Because that's like most of their hand, and then they could get extremely starved. Which would be very nice. Very, 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 very nice for me. If they decide to counter here, because then, yes, yeah, they just take. So I'm wondering if it's correct to Don minus another to get a Reiju out. And I don't think it is. I think I would rather play out a Black Maria to go to... I don't think I want to ramp. I want to save the Black Maria for counter. I don't think this pudding is going to be very useful. So we're going to trash this pudding, see if this gives us any more options. If it does not, we just get another stage. So I think I'm just going to go 7. And then potentially play another Porsche. But I could play a blocker and the 5 cost. So I think the blocker plus that is actually better. Ooh, they counter just stay. Going to use my just to get out of the body and then play out a blocker. So just by existing, Teach likes to discard a lot of cards, and they don't really want to go to 2 life like they have been. I'm just trying to go as wide as possible. I've Don minused a lot in order to do so, but by the turn that I'm actually going for lethal, I think I'll end up at 7 Don. That's an odd swing. I think I have to take this. Ooh. I really don't like the judge here because it just never gets its just never gets its effect. Although I feel like they should be pressuring cards out of my hand and not letting me take life. In the Teach matchup, it feels nice to stay around the same life total as they are because they just love taking life. But I need my counter to save my bodies because with all the removal Teach has, you really can't be letting your bodies die by battle. It's just not a very good look. So if I'm doing my math correctly, oh my god, yeah, I will block that. That is super interesting. So I'm going to discard this brick, take a 2k. So I think the move here is just go a bunch of 7s, like, right? Like, they're going to have to use their blockers. Okay, that was a misplay. I should have swung with my Reiju first. I'm going to make them use a blocker. Then I'll go 7. They're 20, they're 10k. I have enough 2ks that I can counter out of a swing, so go just 8 at lead. And they give us the blocker again. But even at 1 life, I just play this Cosette. That's gonna be very difficult then to just play a 10 cost Teach because they're very low on resources. They can freeze my HEG. Oh. Actually, I know they have a 10 cost Teach. I think I saw them search one. They're probably looking for like any sort of counter. But then they leave me with on plays. And I don't know how good that is because it lets me play another HG. Because they don't really want to be at 0 cards. And I can always block with my cassette, so this is looking really bad for them actually. It really doesn't matter if I counter or not here. I think this is the last turn for them that they're gonna get. I'm gonna block. That like it matters. That's funny. Oh wow, that's hilarious. I mean, just go 7. and then a bunch more 7s. And we give them a GG's in the chat. Because they left us on plays. And that's a GG. Nice. I just saw my EGGs on curve, and I was able to go super wide against each. And that gets us, looks like we got a game against Eustace Captain Kid. We're definitely not taking this hand, because we have, like, nothing. No searchability, just Reiju. We got a mulligan this. That's a bit better. I can lead with a Cosette, and then play out my Porsche next turn, because they don't have a lot of removal for this guy, and they're not going to attack me next turn. They could get triggers to remove this, but this is just going to be a 1-cost blocker. It's going to be... I don't have high hopes for this game anymore. I don't know. I don't really know why they would do that. We're going to swing 5 first. I don't really have anything to play off of my Porsche. That's the thing. So I'm wondering if I could find a big Reiju off of this Sanji, or I could find Stage, play that, and discard something. On the other hand, I could just Porsche into Sanji. The Sanji sounds better, as a little bit more risk, but a lot more reward, so we're gonna see what we can get. Awesome. So now we can just play this Reiju out this turn and draw a bunch of cards. Counter. They gave us an Onami. Okay, I gotta watch out for Onami triggers then. So next turn we can pressure them pretty good. As is, they might just play the Basil Hawkins. In which case, I might just not attack. Or maybe I do. I can actually just play Chill here and Porsche into a Black Maria. Not really have to attack with anything. And then force this not to be a blocker and just swing really hard on the follow-up turn. I think that's what I'll do. I'm actually like fine with them trashing a life. So yeah, let's see what they want to do. If I just go 5, do they counter? Do they block? Do they just give it immediately? I don't know if I would do that. So if they counter, then I'm just not going to attack with my Reiju. I'll let the blocker wear off. They just take. That's super interesting. I think I'm fine with just attacking now. Yeah, they just trashed my life. Play Porsche. Ooh. Fine to your chopper. I think that's a lot better here. And I find Stage because I'm the goat. I really want to get rid of this Gamma Knife, but I know it's going to be super useful later. So I'm going to reluctantly get rid of a Black Maria and find another small EGG. They're going to 7 into 5, and I'm willing to just block with Cosette here, because that's out of all my blockers, the easiest to remove for yellow. And it saves me 2 cards out of hand, so I don't have to actually get rid of my attacking body. Now I'm wondering if this is just another Basil Hawkins, make a blocker. I have a lot more aggro this turn if that is the case. They're not very high rated, but there must have just been a Kika Nojo. Okay. That's interesting. This is my least favorite card. I could try 7 and do a pudding angle. I feel like I'm going to be swinging a 7 anyway. So, I hate to ditch another 2K. So I think I'll ditch an EGG. Ooh. Okay, so let's just grab a big Reiju. It might be useful later. So I think I'm going to swing 7 and try to do a pudding angle since I don't have a big EGG. If they get a trigger here, that's annoying. Because I'm not getting nearly as much value out of my pudding. That's like the sucky part. They might actually counter this. If they do counter this, then... Okay, no. They take... Did they get a trigger? They don't. That's beautiful. So I can just put them on low hand size. And then they can choose to take, counter. I really wouldn't want to go down to 2 life. Or maybe I would. Yeah, I think it's fine to go down to 2 life here. Okay. I guess they're looking for... Not that, because they're at 7 don. Probably looking to play a 7 cost law. Just to get an extra card on top of their life, make that a blocker, get super defensive. And I'm looking for a large EGG minus the power down. But if they do play something like that, then I'm really a big fan of using 1 card to protect these small characters. But if they ever force 2 cards out, then I really don't like it. There's like some sort of notion that you should just be swinging 6s against Reiju. Well, I guess in that instance, it was definitely correct. I think I'm going to play this Sanji out first, so I can potentially find a big EGG and discard it. Speaking of the devil, I'm going to discard that, find another 2k. They have not been playing a lot. They haven't healed. So I'm very confused. I just have a very, very, very wide board and a blocker, so I'm feeling very safe. That doesn't inspire the most amount of confidence, but we can go 5 and then 7, 5, 5, 5, 7, 7. So we're going to 5 first at life. They probably counter. They don't want to take these early 5s. I wouldn't want to take these early 5s personally. And this is the problem with Nico Robin. Like, trashing a life sounds very good, but if you're not actually like setting up a meaningful board presence, then it's like not really that big of a deal that you trashed a life. Because it's going to be harder to get rid of the opponent's life later. And they have an 8-cost kid, but that's annoying. We're going to do the 5s, but I'm not going to be happy about it because this is a very good trigger for them. So they potentially go for lethal. So it's going to be a 10 on next turn. And it makes me wonder if I need to go 7 at this Kikanojo. I really, really don't want to. Like, more than anything in the world, I don't want to. Because... That's terrible that they could definitely go for it. If they have a Hawkins rest, they could potentially go 7, 7, 7. And I would need 3k counter out of life to prevent that. Well, they've already taken all their life, so... Yeah, that much is clear. I guess so the question is, they actually used a Hawkins in counter. Well, in that case, we're gonna let that go. So now I don't. Well, now I'm not in really any danger of dying, so I'll just protect my bodies. Like, they could play 8-cost kid here, but who cares? They don't have enough resources to not die. That's the problem. They go 7 and counter. Or don't. And then I just catch on my Dawn. Oh, that was a small mistake? No, I believe that was math. And that's pick up the win against Captain Kid. We got a bit of annoying triggers there at the end, but I think the game was on lock from the get-go after I got that pudding play. On to the next game. Oh, looks like we got another game against Shanks. I don't know why I said another, because this is the first game of the day I've had against Shanks. They should go second. I don't know how big of a fan I am of this hand going first, so I think we're gonna mulligan it. Like, ideally, I'd like a Porsche going first, so we're gonna mulligan this. Sanji is almost just as good. Now, this is an interesting couple of grabs, because you would really very, very much like to grab Stage. It's also Reiju and a big EGG. But I think Stage is going to be the most consistent option. Oh, they're playing a Straw Hat build. Now this is interesting. They draw Radical Beam, which is going to be very useful for protecting them later in the game. I think I'm just going to play Stage. I don't want to play anything else, so I'm going to swing 7. But I could find an Reiju. So I guess the question is they take or not? And if they take next turn, they go to 8. Potentially, they might just swing 9 next turn, and I can get a very nice pudding off of them. So we're going to swing 7, and then if they counter, then we're going to discard the pudding off Stage. Ooh. In this case, I think I'm just going to... Okay, yeah. They go to 8 cards. And we get quite a nice pudding on the next turn. You don't really get much opportunities to pudding Shanks. I'm going to be honest. This could be Sanji. This is likely to be Sanji. So... Or it could be a Zoro. So I'm going to counter this. Just to stay healthy against like a more aggressive build. There's 7 cards in hand, so I feel very good about pudding. So you really just want to attack that hand of Shanks. Because they don't have a way to search most of their top end, except for 10 cost Shanks, really, exactly. I'm going to search out another small EGG. And the nice part about this is we can use this pudding to swing into the Sanji next turn. We don't have to attach any Dawn to it arbitrarily. We just take this, find the big EGG. Ooh, they're very, very, very aggressive build. So they're gonna go 6, and I really don't want to take this because they might go 7. But if I find a 2K, that'd be nice. I'm gonna give 2 1Ks because the 7's coming. Oh my god, I found all of my large EGGs. This is kind of insane. Well, grab that. I got a full house. They don't really want to counter this. Yep. Now I can dumb -4. No, not that much, not minusing, but close. I swing 6 into it and then 7. Because I really just want him to get rid of it. And then the 7 goes into lead. See if they want to counter that. Give it 2K. Yeah. Go to 8 on next turn, so I have to worry about a Rayleigh. Yeah, Rayleigh kind of sucks. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it, though. So let's just draw some cards. Ooh, feels good. Let's go back to 7 dot next turn. If I could find a Cosette, that'd be very nice. Otherwise, it's probably gonna have to be a Sanji. It was a very nice turn, even though they had a very strong Luffy turn last turn. Oh, they're going incredibly aggro. Ah, that's terrible because I've only found one 2K over the course of this game. It would have been very nice to draw a 2K, and they get to go 9. If they don't, then it's just going to be at my HG, which is terrible. I can't give 3 cards. Can I? Maybe I can. Give the Ichiji, the Sanji, Reiju, and another Ichiji. It feels bad, but it's what I gotta do. Just stay at 2 life. But this is the perfect turn. I really wish I could have found some blockers by this point, or any 2Ks. So I want to play on my HG. I could... I'm gonna play out the Ichiji, minus down this dragon. I was about to say not that it matters, but being able to make this a 2000 power character would actually be very nice. It's gonna stem a lot of the aggression that's coming our way. They just let that go. That makes sense. I can only really swing 5s, so we're just gonna go 5, 5, 5, 5. At life. Oh, those. I meant to play the Cosette last turn. That was a little silly of me. This is likely a 10 call Shanks turn, which is very, very annoying. No, that was a huge misplay I just made. I was playing a bit too fast. Oh, just really, that's honestly a lot better than I can't really afford to counter that. That's my full hand. Well, when I swing back into it, I could potentially. So we're always drawing cards. That's always happening. I could play 2 Cosettes. That might actually be nice. So I think it's just a 6/6, and then 2 Cosettes to protect my board. Sounds quite nice, actually. I just want to get them low in cards, and then I can use this Gamma Knife potentially. To get rid of a Silver's Rayleigh, get rid of a 10 cost Shanks is still very hard to get rid of with Gamma Knife. You can get down to a 7k with HG plus Gamma Knife, and it's still kind of iffy. I'm gonna play both of these Cosettes as blockers, and then this is just gonna be searching. Oh, that's a terrible whiff. But it does bring me closer to HG, if nothing else. So we've gone... Oh, I've gone through all 4. I should have kept that in mind. I don't believe we've seen the Radical Beam go anywhere, so he's still at least 1 Radical Beam in hand. So if there's another Rayleigh next turn, then... I don't know, this saves me a lot of countering from life. It's kind of annoying either way. If this is a 10 call Shanks, then that would be a bit frustrating. That's odd. I'm gonna take that though. Is this a Benjamin? Ooh, okay, we're getting rid of that. Playing on Sanji. Perfect timing, Judge. Perfect timing. Immaculate timing, I may add. We're just going 2 at you. I'm not getting much value out of that. So realistically, it's just gonna be get rid of. I don't think the Gamma Knife's gonna be useful because I'm gonna be going for game this next turn. So I want to save at least a little bit of counter. Quite low on cards in deck, notably. I wonder how much 2Ks he's used. If I check the trash, he's used 1, 2, 3, 4 2Ks, and he's seen about 16 cards in his deck, minus 2 life, it's 14 cards. And let's say 12 2Ks, 33%. He could be out of a 2K, but he also very easily could not be. So we're going to have 7 life, see what happens. Likely takes. And we'll just skill check him. Always gotta skill check him. And they succeed the skill check. So next turn, if we're trying to go for lethal, we can use Sora, discard HG, grab back another one. Marco, that's interesting. Are they going for lethal? That's what I'm wondering. Well, they could now. Actually, they very easily could go for lethal. Because I happen to draw not a lot of counter. I have 2K, 1K. They could swing. Do they have another way to remove? That'd be very unfortunate if they did. I don't know why you would swing 7 in that case. They might just try to get rid of the HG. Because, well, now I feel safe. But I don't think they have a rusher. In fact, if I'm paying attention, they added a radical beam early, so there's at least 1 brick. So we'll just go 8 lead. They take, then we can just attach everything, right? I think they fumbled their numbers up a bit here. This is allowing us to... Ooh, okay. No? Wait. They definitely added a radical beam earlier on, so... If I'm wrong, so smite me God. Wait, that was a 2K. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. Did I miss something? Oh! I'm putting them. That is a huge misplay on my part. But rewarded, so... literally never punished. Oh my god. They go 6. And Porsche the EGG. I love it so much. And now there's no way for them to counter out of an 8K. And they drew a 2K from life. Oh my gosh. That was a very bad misplay for me. I thought I was tracking their hand the entire time, but I forgot I putting them at the beginning. That was a very long game. Oh my goodness. So I've climbed a little bit. I got 200 million rating for those 3 games. Yeah, I think he made a few misplays, but I played. Whew. I made a huge misplay there. Luckily, I found a Sora, and I had the Porsche, and it literally had to be Porsche to EGG there, because he drew a 2K out of life. Amazing. Oh, that's actually not true. He did use the -1000 on a judge, so I was just being dumb. I think, yeah, I definitely could have gone 7-9. I played Fordon for that, and I had a Don standing. So yeah, that was just a oopsie from me.